All right, everybody, here we are. Day 128, heading back on the trail at Grafton Notch, going up to Baldpate. Got dropped off by the hostel, Ellis Pine. So my plan today is to, I think it's 10.1. So I should be able to knock that out by early afternoon. That's my goal. And then I'll go back to the hostel, spend the night. Tomorrow I'll do like another 10-ish. Again, spend the night. And then I'm doing, I think it's about 12 or whatever on Friday. I'll spend Friday night, and then Saturday morning I'll head out. And I got to do about 13 to get to Rangeley, where my plan is to meet my son Joe at 2 p.m. in Rangeley, and then he and I will hike about 2 miles up to Piazza Rock Shelter. And I'm just going slow over this because I don't want to fall in the water. This is all slippery. But so that's the plan. That's where I'm meeting my son this Saturday. So like I said, I needed a town to meet him in, you know, a good place to meet him, for our friends to drop him off. So it was decided, just to do Rangeley, to kind of slow down, take my time. This is the last state. There's no need to rush it too much. Take it easy. The goal is to finish. I'm not really too worried about, finishing on a certain date or certain time or trying to break any records. As they say, the last person to get to Katahdin wins. So that's my goal right now, just get to Katahdin. I mentioned to somebody the other night, last night, they had commented on my Facebook, friend of mine. And I said, up to this point, you run into people on the trail and they say, where are you headed? And you say, Maine. Well, I'm in Maine. So now, people say, where are you headed? Finally, I can say Katahdin, which feels pretty good. So, that's the goal. Just get there. So my son will come Saturday. We'll hike a couple miles Saturday, get to a shelter. Then we'll pretty much hike for the next week together. He's not going to be able to finish with me. That was, I tried to do that, but at the same time, it's not about finishing with him. It's about being able to hike with him. It's all I care about. And, the trail gives you what it wants to give you. And I think the trail wants me to, finish the hike like I've done most of it by myself. So that's the way we'll do it. But I'm just super stoked. That bird. Super stoked about getting a hike for about 9 days with him. It's going to be great to experience Maine, or a good portion of Maine with him. So psyched about that. All right, I'm gonna put this phone up so I can try to bust it up this mountain. All right, well, I got a little bit of kind of a flattish area. Let me video a little bit. Talk about the whites. I haven't really talked about my synopsis of the whites. Going into the whites for, I don't know, a while. Leading up to the whites, all you hear about is the whites, how tough the whites are, and all this other good stuff, and nobody really tells you, like, they say it's tough, you're gonna slow down. That's basically all they tell you. They tell you about the beautiful views, but they really don't tell you, like, how you slow down, why you slow down, how much you're gonna slow down, all that kind of stuff. So my synopsis is this: whatever you're used to doing, cut it in half. So if you're doing 18s, figure 10s. If you're doing 25s, figure maybe 15s, something like that. Generally speaking, just for planning purposes. That's what I think you should do going into the whites. And it really starts at or right after Moosilauke. So Moosilauke will slow you down, but it's really, as far as the mountains go, and the whites and stuff, it's not part of the whites. But it's your first big climb. First 4,000 footer, really big 4,000 footer. And you get some rocks and stuff. The backside, if you're northbound coming down, is where you really slow down. Going up, I didn't do too bad. It wasn't bad. It slowed me down a little bit, but not tremendously. It was coming down. So pretty much from the top of Moosilauke on through the whites, you're going to slow down. It's just the way it is. And, for planning purposes, I would just figure half or thereabouts, a little bit more than half. So if you're used to doing 2 miles an hour, you're going to do 1 mile an hour. If you do 2.5, you might do a little bit more than 1. But, that's what you need to plan. Okay. Now, if you do better than that, great. It all depends on, how you feel and what kind of other issues, Obviously, tons of blowdowns slowed you down. Ice, snow can slow you down. So a lot of it just depends on when you hit it and what the conditions are. That'll slow you down even more. But it's going to slow you down just because of the rocks, roots, and normal terrain. Basically, every tough thing you've had up to that point on the trail is just added together in one place. That's how I would describe the white. So roots, rocks, blowdown, snow, ice, elevation, everything. And you just have steep climbs. There's no switchbacks. So when you're climbing in the whites and stuff, it's just straight the hell up and straight down. There's no switchbacks like you have down south. So that's how I would plan for the whites. Just plan half. I was doing like 18, averaging. And like I said, I started off having to do like 9 or 10. And then I was able to do some 14s. And of course I hit that 21 that last day. But like I said, it also took a lot out of me. So, that's why I'm kind of taking it easy now. So that's how I would plan for it, because everyone will talk about the whites, and that's great. That's wonderful. You can scare me all you want, how tough it is. But what I need to know is not that it's tough, but what can I expect mileage wise? What's reasonable for me? So if you just half it, and then that gives you a goal. If you do better than half, then you feel really good about yourself. If you just do half, then you're like, okay, well, that's what I expected. So that's how I would approach the whites. You got some of the most beautiful views on the trail so far in the whites, but you're there for several days, so you get bad weather, stuff like that. The weather's crazy and it changes quickly. So sometimes you do all that work and you don't get views. You saw that in my one video. I kind of complained a little bit. Some people were shocked I actually complained. But, when you literally sweat your butt off, where you're dripping sweat. The sweat is dripping from your shorts. That's how much you sweated that morning. And you get up to the top and there's no view. You get disappointed. Everybody thinks that, hiking the AT is so romantic and it's so wonderful and it's a beautiful day every day. And no, just about every day, there's a certain amount of suckiness every single day. Every day has tough parts. I don't always film that because, on my videos I try to stay positive because, when I watch these videos years from now, I don't want to see just a bunch of complaining. I want to see the views. I want to see the good stuff. I really don't want to see the bad stuff. I film some of the bad stuff just to keep it real. But most of the time, I just try to film the good stuff. I don't want to remember the bad stuff. So, But that's my synopsis of the whites. And for people doing through hikes or coming behind me, that's how I would attack the whites. Just plan the half distance plan. This way you won't get too discouraged when you're not making what you think you should be making. So that's my soapbox for the day. And gotta get back to hiking. All right, that's an alpine bog. You can see the boards you're supposed to step across, but they don't go all the way. So you have to try to find your place. If you don't find a good spot, this is what happens to you. Basically, up to my thighs in mud. Basically just a bog. It's almost like quicksand. So, it's all good. You know. Good thing I'm going to back to a hostel tonight where I can wash clothes. But you see this stuff, you have to be real careful in these bogs. They have the boards, but you have to use your sticks real good. Make sure, because some of this stuff, I noticed that a couple days ago, I guess it was, or 3 days ago, when I first got into Maine. Like, you know, the board, you step on the board, you might, you know, go in 6 inches. If you don't step on that board, you can go in 3 feet. You know, that's just how it is. So, you got to be careful. Here's another one. This got some rocks I can hop, so. Oh well. All right, coming off Bald Pate. That's pretty cool. As the clouds are clearing. Pretty cool shot. All right, everybody, here I am heading back from the store again here in Andover. Got myself a coffee, some chocolate chip mint ice cream, a chunky candy bar. Got me some M&Ms for tomorrow. Got me some potato sticks, like those little potato stick things for tomorrow. Toothpaste, toilet paper, and some butterscotch pudding snack pack. So I'll be eating the pudding tonight over the next few nights. Probably go out later, get me something to eat for dinner. So this is just to have a little snack now. Did 10.3 miles today, I guess it was. We got another 10.1 tomorrow, and then a couple 13.3 days, and that'll take us into Rangeley. So that's the plan. So far, so good. Everything's going good. Felt pretty good today. Foot felt good. So resting up, getting ready for Scoutmaster Jr., my boy, to come join me on Saturday. That should wrap up day 128, I think it is, today. And hopefully we might get a few little showers tomorrow. But Friday and Saturday look really good. So try to get some more video tomorrow.